The former Minister for Brexit Opportunities and Government Efficiency, Jacob Rees-Mogg, bemoaned the civil service's culture of wastefulness. Do you recognise his portrayal?
That's a brilliant question. Get out of that one, Oliver Dowden.
Well, and this is something I've discussed quite a lot with Jacob. Mr. Rees-Mogg, I certainly accept that there are, as in all large organisations, there has to be a constant vigilance about ensuring that we root out waste and inefficiency. In an organisation of the size of the civil service, inevitably there will be waste and inefficiency, and it's a constant challenge of government to make sure we reduce and minimize.
Culture of wastefulness.
No, I don't. I wouldn't accept his culture of waste efficiency, because I think if you say a culture of waste efficiency, it would somehow imply that it was deliberate. Or that there wasn't a sufficient focus on it. There has always been a ministerial focus on it, and there's not something deliberate about it.
Not me that's saying this, is Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Yes, and I'm saying how I would agree with Jacob about waste and inefficiency and the need to address it. I wouldn't have chosen the word culture.
Mr. Chisholm, Jacob Rees-Mogg complained about divisive woke agendas and reportedly instructed that learning and development activity containing the words diversity, wellness and inclusion be deleted. Has this happened?
The committee may be aware of the Civil Service Diversity and Inclusion Strategy, which was published last year. It's a government document approved by ministers as well as civil service leaders. And one of the kind of core tenets within that is that activity in this area needs to be well based on evidence and data. And so the former minister and myself are in a complete agreement that we should look for evidence of impact of all training, and that we shouldn't just carry on with training schemes if they're seen not to be productive. So we've done reviews of that, and indeed there are a lot of changes in the nature of the training that's provided through Cabinet Office schemes. A new approach to that, indeed launching this month, is called Civil Service Expectations for all new joiners, which describes to them their responsibilities in relation to the Civil Service Code, the working of the law, the interactions with Parliament, working with ministers, and as part of that, how to be an effective and responsible member of a team. So all of that is embedded within that core training that people get.
Have the words diversity, wellness and inclusion been removed?
So, as I say, the diversity and inclusion strategy is a core part of what the government does, and that has been renewed twice, indeed, by subsequent ministers in the administration. And just to recall that when one's talking about diversity and inclusion, it can seem a bit vague sometimes to people. We are talking, for example, about people from different social backgrounds, people with disabilities, all kinds of those people who the civil service needs to be able to make sure that we can employ all the best talent available.
You need to be careful here, because if you're not careful, you will be branded as one of the anti-growth coalition wokey tofu eating wokarati nonsense brigade, or whatever they would like to call us now.
In the country, and that whatever your background, you can make the fullest contribution.
I'm familiar with diversity and inclusion, but is it a priority in the civil service?
It remains a priority, yes.
So what was stated has not been followed through on?
What is stated is the approved Civil Service Diversity and Inclusion Strategy, and that is absolutely being followed on.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, given that two of the words are in the title, one presumes that they're used elsewhere as well. Go to